Personal leadership is the foundation of any leader because you can't lead other people until you can lead yourself. And that's a problem because you have a lot of people out here that are got position, that are out here leading people, and their life ain't nowhere near ready. And they won't take personal responsibility for anything that they do, right? If we learn how to lead ourselves effectively, we can become a better leader. Can you be a leader and not lead yourself? Yes, but do you want to be that type of leader? No. You want to be aware of who you are. If you are a leader that is aware of your weaknesses and your strengths and your values, you know that which you are not going to compromise on certain values. You know who your core is because that allows you to know who you can connect with. If I have values of integrity, I'm not going to go with someone who looks successful and has no integrity at all for the sake of me trying to get ahead. Why? Because that means I'm compromising who I am to fit in your circle. But when you realize that the world is bigger and that there is enough people for him that are going to follow that type of personality or them, and there's enough people in your world that will live integral and lead with the people in heart. Right? I ain't talking about anybody in specific. But I'm talking about you, your personal leadership style. When you understand that, you can lead effectively because then I know the type of people I need to connect to take my mission, to the next level. You have self-discipline. You learn how to manage your emotion. I have a book that's called The Everyday Leader for Everyday People. And this is what we talk about in that book of everyday leadership, is that you have to be able to know who you are and know what you can do and manage your emotions. One of the things we were talking about in the other room the other day was mental health. You need to be taking care of your mental space as a leader. How many leaders you know that are unstable in their minds? Don't look to the left, don't look to the right, just look straight forward. You're unstable in your mind and you're leading people because you never took the time to take care of yourself, right? You can't even lead your family right when you can't even devise when to turn the work off and when to come home, right? You got the personal leadership. This right now, leadership is a skill. It's something that's developed. It doesn't just happen. If you're thinking that leadership is just going to happen and this is all just going to magically appear, that's why you're still standing in the same place you are, right? Because you think it's going to magically appear, but this takes work. So before you try to lead others, you have to learn the science of leading you first. What books are you reading on personally leading yourself? Okay? If you know, I'll start with John Maxwell. John Maxwell's excellent when it talks about how the leadership and how it works. But a lot of that stuff talks about you got to lead you first. And you got to be able to treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't know how you want to be treated, then you're going to treat everybody else like any old type of way, right? So it's very important and that you don't gloss over the personal leadership. And how you do that is through self-development and then also making sure that you have accountable. Great leaders are accountable. What I usually do is when I look at leaders, I'm looking at who's leading them. My very first question is, well, who are you leading to? Who are you serving under? Who's pouring? And I'm going to ask that next question. It's like, who's pouring into that person? Because every leader needs another leader pouring into them. There should be no coverless leaders. Everybody should be covered, right? And covering is not a bondage. It's not like chains. Covering is to protect you. Because when you have a leader that's leading another leader, they're able to see what's missing and see the areas that you're missing. When you're covering someone else, you're able to see their blind spot. So you want to make sure that you're covered so you can have someone looking at you at all angles. But there's some leaders that don't want accountability. And when they don't want accountability, they just want to do what they want to do. They want their ability. And what happens is it may be successful for a period of time, but longevity is not there.